So I think we can all agree that things are changing here inside the United States. One of the big changes that we are seeing is that there are more people needing help and assistance now in 2024 than previously in 2023, 2022, and before then. Now, what is happening? Well, today we're going to discuss Social Security, talk about potential increases that we could see, and what Congress is attempting to do for Social Security recipients. I also have some bad news I want to address in a little bit, so I will get to that in a moment. All I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So over the past few months, I've done a lot of updates on things like Congress, the president, the fight and the wars in Ukraine and in Israel and in Gaza and so on and so forth. But I haven't touched on Social Security in a little while. This is where the bad news comes in. Okay? And the reason I have not touched on Social Security in a while is because I made a promise to you guys that when there's a new update, there's something happening, I will fill you in on that. Well, this leads us to today. There is not much going on for Social Security. There are discussions, and I'm going to play a video in just a moment that was just from about 2 weeks ago, okay, where Democrats are talking about Social Security and they're wanting congressional action. They're begging for it. They want the Social Security 2100 Act to go through. Pass this. Let's give this to the American people. I'm going to address that in a moment, but the main thing is Congress is not discussing Social Security or hasn't because they're worried about two main, I'm going to throw up three issues. Three issues here. The first one, we're going to talk about the southern border. The second one is the issue between Russia and Ukraine. The third one, the issue between Israel and Hamas that's happening in Gaza. Those are the three main issues. Okay? Two of those issues are wars between Israel and Hamas and Russia against Ukraine. Those are wars. The third one, which according to experts is the most important, is the U.S. southern border, and here's why. They say in order to understand what will happen with Social Security in 2024, we first must understand what is going on with the U.S. southern border. They say that they are warning that an ongoing migrant crisis is going to be even more detrimental to the benefits than the insolvency of the trust fund itself. This is troubling because the Social Security Trust Fund is going to see about a 22% cut to benefits starting in 2034, so about 10 years. That's a 22% cut. And experts are telling us that the benefits or the ongoing migrant crisis is going to be so detrimental, it will be bigger than the cuts to Social Security because of insolvency. That's concerning. Now, I want to play you this. Okay, I want to play you a little bit of this clip. It's about an hour long. I'm not going to play you an hour-long video. Okay, I know that would be boring, but I want to play you this. All right, so let's get started with this.
But here's the issue, Mr. Speaker. This Congress that we're all a part of has not enhanced Social Security, now going on 53 years.
That's important. 53 years, and we have not enhanced Social Security. But keep in mind, what also have we not done a lot to is the border. Yes, there's a border wall, there's changes to policy, there's additional funding, there's additional security. But again, this is something that has been going on for a while. So he's asking, why have we not touched it in over 50 years?
So it was 1971 was the last time the United States Congress, which has the responsibility, enhanced Social Security for any of its recipients. 10,000 baby boomers a day become eligible for Social Security. And since 1971, Congress has not taken any action. I'm joined by my colleagues today, as we come to this floor and beseech our fellow colleagues, Congress to do one taken.
Now, I want to touch on one thing really quick, because these numbers some eerily match up. 10,000 people per day are now eligible for Social Security benefits. You know how many people are entering the United States per day? There was a point in time where 10,000 people were entering the United States illegally per day. We now know that number averages about 6,000 people per day enter the United States. Here's why that is so, it's interesting. And it's because of this. Right now, some say that there's a correlation between the amount of people that are going to become eligible for Social Security versus the amount of people coming into the United States. Because just this past year, we have seen that there's more people entering into the United States per year than the amount of newborn children. So that is very scary, that the only reason the United States is getting bigger is not because people are having more children. It's because there's more people entering into the United States through migration and illegal immigration. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, here's where we're at. Right now, many lawmakers say everything has changed. The landscape of Congress over the past 3 months has really shifted. And the reason for this is simple. Currently, Congress is working on funding for Israel, Taiwan, and Ukraine. Okay, that's funding. They're also working on a southern border security bill that could include additional funding, but it's going to mean additional policy changes. That is a massive bill. Okay, that is a massive bill that some say is going to be almost impossible to get passed with our current Congress, because in the Senate, Democrats have technically a 2-vote lead. It's 49 to 51. In the House of Representatives, Republicans have a very, very slim majority. I think they can lose 3 people. 3 Republicans can side with Democrats, and that would pretty much stop any bill. But if Republicans all voted together, and if it was a Democratic bill, that bill would never pass. The next thing is Congress is attempting to work on a government funding bill for fiscal year 2024. They just passed one of those on Friday, so that's the good news. The bad news is, come March 1st, they have to pass another stopgap bill, or the United States government would shut down. Well, they have another bill they're working on as well. That is a child tax credit and business deduction bill. That is something that many believe is going to pass. I'd hope this would be something that would pass. It would help out lower income families and it would help out businesses. But here's the thing, and I said this a couple days ago, the concern is that lawmakers are only passing this to show the American people that, hey, look what we did for you. Look what we promised you. We're on your side. It's not something that they wanted to pass. It's most likely the only bill that they're able to pass. And if they don't pass a bill, and this is both for Republicans and Democrats, what are they going to show their constituents when it comes time to campaign? They have nothing. So, here's the reason why all that is important. All those things, the funding, border security, the government funding bill, and the child tax credit and business deduction bill, those 4 different things, those don't do anything for Social Security recipients. They do nothing. So all those people that are talking about a Social Security boost, it's not happening. But here's where there's potentially increases. Okay, because I want to talk to you about increases here in 2024. Here's what some are discussing, is changes to how things are calculated. Not technically giving you more money, but allowing you to keep more of the money that you earn. That's what they're discussing. They're not talking about raising taxes. They're not talking about lowering taxes. They're talking about finding ways to give you the money that you earned. One of the things that the Biden administration has done is they have gone on and forgiven another $4.9 billion in student loan funding, student loan aid, right? They've forgiven that debt. That's pretty massive. That could mean you're saving $400, $500, $600 a month. That could be huge. Another one, they want to do more to lower the cost of prescription medication. Because if it takes your bill from $100 a month down to $45, they just saved you $55 a month, that money can go back into your pocket. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about changing Social Security and giving you a larger benefit per month. They're talking about saving you money. Okay? Because as of right now, experts believe that is the only option because Congress doesn't have the ability to pass anything. Because the Democrats in the Senate, they're going to pass a bill, but as soon as they send it over to Speaker Mike Johnson, who's a Republican, he's never going to put it on the House floor. The same thing with Republicans in the House. They pass multiple bills, send it over to Chuck Schumer, who's the Senate Majority Leader, and it will sit on his desk and rot. It will never see the floor of the Senate. So that's where we're at. This is why some are saying that everything just changed because of this war that's happening with Russia and Ukraine. Congress can't agree on it. Should we fund it or should we not? Should money go to the U.S. southern border and not Ukraine? Should it go to Taiwan or Israel or Gaza for humanitarian aid? Should that be where it goes? This is the frustrating part. Is 2023 was supposed to be the year of Social Security. It was supposed to be the year something was going to happen. Major changes. That's what we heard in the end of 2022, all of 2023, is 2023 was the year for Social Security. It's 2024. It's technically January 21st, 2024. And nothing has happened for Social Security. So, just wanted to fill you in on where we're at this time. Again, I told you we do have some bad news, and the bad news is Social Security was just stuck on the back burner because Congress has so many other priorities that they want to get to first because they know Social Security doesn't become insolvent until 2034. That's 10 years away. So they say we have time. The problem is every year we get closer to that insolvency date, it will become harder and harder to pass a bill. So that's where we're at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.